What is up, guys? This is Ben from Blade HQ. I'm here with my friend and customer, Blade HQ customer, Tyler. He's going to be doing a quick demonstration for us of a baton. This is an $8.50 baton that's going to be on our Black Friday sale. So we want to show you how it performs, that sort of thing. For $8.50, what are you getting in this baton? That's why we're going to do this quick little test here in the studio with Tyler. So let's do it.
Hi guys, my name is Tyler White. Blade HQ has brought me in today because I'm a subject matter expert on knife and stick fighting. I'm a soldier and a law enforcement officer. I've been doing martial arts since I was about 8 years old. And because of that, today we're going to talk about the cheap Chinese baton. Okay, there's a couple places that you can hold the baton. These little pockets work really nice. Just pull it out from there, okay? You can stick it in your pocket, lay some keys on the side of that, right? Whether I'm hitting backwards or forward, works both ways very well. Have a lanyard attached to it, just hanging out there. It's really easy because all you have to do is pull that lanyard out and you've got your baton, okay? There's a couple ways that you open the baton. You can open it up, you can open it down. Basically opening it up, you just flick back like that, which allows you to strike with what we call a number one strike, down, okay? The second way that we can open this baton is just opening down. All you do is take your finger, point it to the ground, and that opens the baton up, okay? Now, I can point it to the ground and then continue over the top with a strike, or I can point it to the ground and come up with a strike. However I want to do this. I'm going to talk about how to actually use this. I'm just going to give you two basic strikes. If I make a V and a line like this, okay, my strike comes down that line and down the next line, okay? Now we'll also talk about where we're going to hit. I'm going to hit in the wrist, I'm going to hit in the major muscle group, another major muscle group. I want to bruise them and stun them and put them on the ground. I don't want to kill or really hurt someone with this. Now, if you do hit someone in the head, it can be a deadly force incident, so make sure that you're abiding by the laws and you protect yourself and don't go swinging this and hitting people in the head because they can really hurt them. With that number one and that number two, I've got my baton, I extend it, I've got a center line right here, I come down that line and down the next line, okay? Just a strike and a strike. The key with this is my hip movement. So while I'm holding this high, my hip moves forward, my arm chases it. My hip moves forward and my arm chases it. This creates force so that whatever I'm hitting really feels the blunt. That guy that's trying to stick me with a knife, I hit that wrist, he doesn't try to stick me with a knife anymore. Again, this is self-defense. We want to protect ourselves. We don't want to hurt people with this.
Tyler's got me all dressed up, some safety equipment, and a little rubber knife. What are we doing, Tyler?
Okay, so I'm basically going to show you where to strike with this baton, right? What we're going to do is, if he's thrusting at me, I'm pulling this baton out, either I've already extended or I've got it out here. As I come up, I want to hit right here in the wrist, okay? I move to the side, he's thrust out, I hit in that wrist. If I'm coming from this number two angle, hit on that wrist, okay? It's just a strike, strike, and then I can move forward. Now I have to hit with enough force to actually break the arm. Now, I'm not going to do that. We've padded him up. That might actually kind of hurt, but if you can imagine this, twist the hip, strike, twist the hip, strike.
Very nice.
That's the main place.
That still kind of hurts, Tyler.
Awesome. Some of the other spots that you're going to want to hit if there's not a knife involved are, if he's punching at me, you're going to want to hit major muscle groups. You can use the back of the baton for major muscle groups. If I've got access to this side of the body, I'm going to hit what we call the pull-up muscle, okay? Right across that pull-up muscle, right across the leg, but I'm never going to be bashing him in the head. And if you do that, it's going to cause permanent damage. It's something to think about. Now, we're going to talk about who this might be good for. In law enforcement, I've got a baton that's around $100. Some of my personal batons that I use to teach collie classes in self-defense are over $200. But for $8.50, this is a baton for just your average person. Now, it's good. It's something you could use as an assault prevention device. It's something you can use to prevent violence upon yourself. You can use this to stop a dog if you're jogging. There's a couple different things. We basically consider this a less than lethal device. So for $8.50, this is good for women, men, anyone that wants something cheap to throw in a go bag. You can use this multiple times, but if you hit it hard enough, it's basically a one-time item. And again, for $8.50, you really can't go wrong with that. Okay, we're going to talk a couple seconds on maintenance and function. The way that this functions is, as this baton comes out, friction basically grips it. What it is the back end of this first piece of metal is larger than the front end, so the further it pulls out, the more it grips it. So basically, you've basically got friction or a grip holding on to that baton. Now, in addition to that, when you close the baton, it's basically being gripped by this little piece of metal right here in the backside. And what will happen is every once in a while this will get a little bit bent down in all batons. And once you've collapsed it, it kind of rattles and becomes a little loose. To fix that, just pop the back of it off, expand that out a little bit, put it back on, make sure that it is snug, and now you won't lose it off the bottom, okay? Now that's locked in there and it's not going to pop out all by itself. Now to close this baton, all I'm doing is finding a hard surface. The floor works just fine. Okay, I'm going to take it just like this, put it forcefully into the floor, and then it's good to go. Okay, basically we've got this little baton. We're going to beat the tar out of it until we can either smack the board or break the baton. And again, for $8.50, if it breaks, you just get another one. Right there. Still works just fine. You can see we're tearing it up right there. See if I can hold this side down over here, and I'll hold that one if you want to hold this one. See if we can bust this thing.
Ooh. Yeah, that stings, man.
Nice.
There she goes.
Hey, look at this.
Tell me what happened there, Tyler.
Popped apart, put it back together, still clicking. I basically swung with enough inertia. Yep. I swung with enough inertia that it finally bent the bottom of it until it busted. But how many whacks did I get out of it until I actually broke it? So we're going to grab another one and keep on whacking, see if we can break something. Something flew.
That was a board. Piece of
board. It's a chunk of the board.
Yeah.
All right. Couldn't break that one. Well, this little baton closes up, extends just fine, still works great. Very nice. I'm impressed. I honestly thought for $8.50 I would come and I would bust this the first hit and it wouldn't work. I'm genuinely surprised, but for that cheap of a baton, still functions just fine. Oh yeah, that would still hurt.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, Tyler. Thanks for coming in. This is on sale for our Black Friday sale, $8.50. I don't think you can beat that. Can you beat that, Tyler?
I don't think you can. Not with what we just beat this with. You can't beat that price.
Now, we did go through two of them. We showed you that. The first one, it failed, and that's, I mean, $8.50. That's kind of to be expected, but what was your final take on it?
I came here thinking that I was going to hit this once or twice and break it, and it wasn't going to work. And I busted that board in half with it, and I'm impressed. For $8.50, I know at a minimum it'll be a one-time use thing, absolutely, with possibility for multiple uses. Now, fortunately, since it's a self-defense item, I would hope you only have to use it once.
Absolutely. Cool. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Hey, wait. Buy it. Blade HQ.
To make a hobo stove. A hobo stove is a very, very, small way to have a fire. I'm cutting through a tin can with this guy. Coating is a little scratched up now. Did a good job though. Again, I'm putting a ton of pressure on this point here. It's really not